Robert Sykes, Crystal Love, Crystal Love, Keto Savage Kitchen. I don't even know what episode we're on anymore, do you?
No, I think we're on like 6.
6, 7, 5, somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there.
What are we making today?
Biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy. Doesn't get any more southern than that.
Oh, jeez.
Now we can make some biscuits and gravy. Alright, so do you want to tell the macros and me tell the ingredients, or how you want to go about it? Alright, I'll tell the ingredients because she did last time. So we got this broken into 2 parts, biscuits and gravy. For the gravy, we're going to have 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of almond flour, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, 1/2 cup cashew milk, and you can use, probably use almond milk, coconut milk, whatever you want to use. And then 2 ounces of ground beef, 80-20 preferably for the keto, or 73. That's gonna throw up the macros a little bit, but we use 80-20. And then the biscuits, 2 eggs, and 1 tablespoon of coconut flour. So 2 ingredient biscuits. Doesn't get much easier than that. And if you use these ingredients, what do the macros break down to, baby?
They break down to 596 calories, 52 grams of fat, 26 grams of protein, 6 grams of carb, 3 of which are fiber, and that is 79% fat, 17% protein, and 4% carbs.
So pretty good ratio as far as keto is concerned with the whole higher fat, moderate protein, low to no carbs. What made you want to have biscuits and gravy?
On Sunday, I really tend to crave like a really big breakfast, and this week I just wanted something savory, so I thought, heck, let's make some biscuits and gravy. And I did it, and it was amazing.
And now we're gonna make it, and it's gonna be amazing. And then you can make it, and it'll be amazing. So let's make this thing. Alright, so the biscuits, basically the same concept as a mug cake. If you made one of those, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So get you a good mug. I like this one because it's a good mug. Pretty critical thinking skills there. 2 eggs. So go ahead and crack your eggs in there.
Don't break them like Crystal always does.
And then whisk those up. And you want to get a tablespoon of coconut flour. I think we got this from Costco or something like that, Sam's Club maybe. So a tablespoon of that. And then if you want them in a little bit fluffier, I recommend just a little bit of baking powder. So clabber girl or however you pronounce that. And then whisk that up. And that's going to be the base for your biscuits. And you don't want to cook that just yet. Kind of let it sit to the side while you make your gravy. But I like to kind of knock this one out first. So just mix that up, and then let's start on the gravy.
All right, guys. So we are now going to add the coconut oil to a pan. We already turned on the burner. I put it on high at first. Put a tablespoon of coconut oil in there, and then let that get pretty nice and hot. So as soon as the oil is nice and hot, you're going to want to add a tablespoon of the almond flour. And as soon as you drop it in, you're going to want to stir it pretty quickly. We're just going to let this brown a little bit. If you've ever made gravy, you probably made it a lot like this. So as soon as it starts to brown, you want to go ahead and add in the cashew milk and the heavy cream, and lower the temperature a little bit. You want to try and continually stir it, that way it doesn't stick to the bottom or burn. Yum, I cannot wait.
Alright, so now that this has been simmering for a minute or so, we're going to go ahead and add in our 2 ounces of ground beef. And stir that in there. And then we're also going to take this time to add in whatever seasonings you may want. I'm of course going to go with some pepper and some pink Himalayan salt. Pretty simple. Mix that up nice and good. And then we're going to actually turn our burner off. Don't ever forget that. And we're going to transfer this to a different bowl or cup, something cooler, so that it starts to thicken. So I've got a nice little thing there. Let that cool. And while that's cooling, we're gonna go ahead and cook our biscuit. Alright, so now if you haven't forgot about our biscuit here, want to make sure that's all good and stirred up. Then we're gonna stick it in the microwave for 2 minutes.
So the biscuit should be done. I'm going to take it out of the microwave, and it looks done to me. I'm gonna flip it over, and then this one turned out funny. I'm just gonna cut it in half and open it like I would a biscuit. It's really hot, by the way.
Pickle break.
We're gonna pour our gravy on our biscuits now.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here is our biscuits and gravy. So, there you go.
Okay. And this one is a little bit more watery than the last one that I made. I'm gonna have to say it's because Robert told me not to leave it in the pan covered. Yes.
You might want to add a little bit more
Almond
flour of some type to the gravy to get a little thicker. Depending on if you like thick gravy or thin gravy. So, how is it? Pretty good?
It's really good.
There you go.
But I usually do leave it in the pan like with the top on just for a little bit after it's done boiling. But wow, it was a pretty big bite of my biscuits and gravy.
Pretty good biscuits and gravy. So, we'll catch y'all later.